Going to be on the
sitting in.
next one then, probably.
If he turns this thing in, yeah.
So we can find you. Yeah.
All right.
Careful, fire.
Once everyone's settled, we are starting this meeting of the Bisbee Arts Commission on Monday, February 4th. It is currently 5:43 p.m. Let's go ahead and do a roll call.
Karen Schumacher,
Present.
Sharon Stetter,
Present.
Laura Morgan,
Present.
Kate Drew Wilkinson,
Present.
Bill Higgins,
Present.
Nina Williams, present.
So first things first, I'm going to tell you that you don't have to speak at call to the public. You can speak on your item, okay? But we're going to go ahead and approve the minutes because of this new situation too. We're going to try, let's make sure that nobody talks over anybody else. We're going to try to be a little clear because it's a new situation in that way. I know it's hard. I do it too. So, item 1, approval of the minutes of January 14th, 2019. If you guys want to go with that, that's the second one. You want to look over that. That was when we approved all the grants and then a few other things. So just give it a look if anybody wants to change anything. Now is the time. Turn my phone off.
I motion to approve the minutes from the meeting of January 14th.
The second is?
All ayes? Aye. Any nays? Good. We'll go ahead and approve those minutes. And then we have another grant application today. It says item 2. And sorry, we always ask people to come in case, you know, we want more information or anything else. So, and I will say you feel free, of course, to leave after this if you don't want to stay for the whole meeting. You know, this is just that's why I go ahead and put it so early in the meeting. So, discussion and possible approval on the grant application received from Nolan. How do I pronounce your last name?
Guget.
Mm-hmm. Keep it Bisbee. And if you look in the back of your agenda packet, I think his application is all there.
Yep. It's double-sided too. It's double-sided.
Oh, excellent. So I'm going to give them a few minutes to look it over again, okay? And of course, too, would you like to give a brief explanation of what it was that you were applying for?
Sure. Do you want an explanation of what I'm applying for or my project?
Your project.
Yeah, project. So my project is entitled Keep It Bisbee, and it is going to be on telephone poles. And I have several slogans that I'm interested in putting on there. Number 1 is Keep It Bisbee. Some of my other favorite ones, Save Mount Bismanjaro.
Save what?
Mount Bismanjaro.
Okay.
You don't even know what that is.
I just made it up. So this is to be the actually how it's implemented. This isn't the actual things, but I wanted to express the range of colors that I'd like to use. So I just used the same photo of Mr. Ham the monkey here. So just to show that I want to use some different colors.
Where is the other district?
So I'll be putting them on telephone poles around town.
The only thing I'm going to say, I mean, the first thing I think, we actually funded someone last year that put up things on telephone poles. It's just funny because it's not something that comes across very often. Is there any other application of putting them up that you could think of? I mean, because it's a little redundant in that case for what we funded last year, like I said.
Another something else that I was thinking about doing was actually having like a road sign, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, they're pretty expensive though, but I was thinking about doing a road sign, and then it says Keep It Bisbee.
Mm-hmm.
So something like that, maybe.
That's nice.
Well, in this case, no. What I would say, because this is redundant, would you be open to meeting with me and discussing maybe a different application and then reapplying under a different way of doing this idea? I think it's always good, I mean, unless somebody else is better. I think it's always good to be positive. I just would like, in a different reincarnation, since we did something that was telephone poles before.
Yeah, well, I was actually inspired by him. Yeah, I forgot what his name is.
Kimball.
Kimbo.
Yeah. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
inspired by him, and it's kind of a piggyback thing, but it's definitely my take on that form of expression, I think. Yeah, I'd be willing to.
Yeah. I love the fact that you want to do something like this, and I just think that we need to brainstorm a little bit about a different way of doing it, if that would be okay.
I mean, when we talk about public art, it's interesting because this is strictly public art.
Yep.
So I think that the difficulty is finding a platform, right?
I love the sign idea though. I
Yes,
mean, with
that sounds
the,
like
you know those arrow signs? For
Yeah, I
many-
actually want to make a sign.
Yeah. For many years, Santa Fe had one of those signs, and they changed haikus every week. I thought that was, of course, you know, you have to make sure it's in a place where somebody's not going to run away with your haiku. But I don't know. I think in the best case, because of the redundancy, unless somebody has a different idea, if we could sit down and discuss it, then we could rework it a little bit. And you be open to that? Because the fact that you want to do something is great. I just want to see it a little bit more, a little different than what Kimbo did in that sense.
Okay.
I agree with Karen. I think that this proposal looks a little bit more targeted towards like something like tourism, and that's not. I can get from what you're telling me that that's not really your point of view, and you want to be more artistic and have it more art oriented. So I think developing
I like
that.
the idea of the sign.
Yeah.
But let's sit down and then we can let you reapply. You know, we don't have to wait a whole year or something. We can figure out a different way. But just seeing your vision in a slightly different way, just because I don't want too many telephone projects, if that's okay. Is that fine?
Because actually, I think Kenbo is still doing
He's
his.
still
He's
doing
still
it.
got 6 more months of this.
And there's going to be a time at some point where some member of the public is going to complain that the Arts Commission has covered all the telephone poles, you know? Because we have to take that into consideration as a city commission too, you know? Just not the general annoyance. But I love the fact that you want to do something. I love the colors and everything. So what I recommend in the next few weeks is that you and I and whoever other commission members, not a quorum, meet up, and then we can figure out a way to rework your application so it works for us a little bit better.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, is that cool?
And how long have you been busy, Nolan?
Several years now.
I just haven't run into you yet.
I see you,
I always like
Coco.
to meet somebody
Yeah.
new.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, good. Very nice. All
Do you
right.
want to make a motion to table this
Yeah,
item
I
until it
would.
can be revised?
I move to table this grant application until revisions are done. Do I have a second?
I'll second that motion.
All right. All ayes?
Aye.
Any nays? All right. Thank you very much for coming.
Cool.
And I'm so sorry we made you wait.
Oh, it's cool.
It's just I have to say that the city of Bisbee has worked their asses off today to get us here. So, yeah. Have a good night.
Okay, great. All right, thanks. Bye.
How did you get it? You got a car?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
I think that was okay.
Yeah.
Beautifully done, thank you.
All right, let's get on to our own chaos here. I mean, he's welcome to stay too, but usually, you know, of course.
They want to go.
Item 3, discussion and possible action to select the date for the 2019 art auction and the location that it will be held. I'll just say a couple of things. We've been doing them in May, but we lost a few commission members, and the idea of doing it in May at this late date sounded crazy.
That's
you
right.
know?
I agree.
So I would like to see who we have come on board in the next month or two, and then go from there and see. Right now, we're at 20, 24?
What do you mean?
I don't know how much money we have in the...
Oh, you
I
know what?
know.
I didn't bring that with me.
No,
I'm
I
sorry.
think we still have...
You're still good.
Oh, we're
It was
good.
like
We have over 20.
27 maybe with
Oh, yeah.
before.
27,000.
Oh.
Yeah, before I took all of the
Could go either
money
way.
on this next agenda. So I think it's like 22,000's left after we do the grant funding.
Yeah. So we're doing... We're better than they've been for a few years. We
Yeah.
raised a lot of money, you know, over the last couple of years. So I want to wait and see how we all feel. Because one of the things that, you know, finding a way to go forward and what the Art Commission wants to do is really what we need to have a more better sense of purpose, I think, before we do another one, because they take so much out of us.
Yeah, and it's an all-year process just to get the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be ready by the fall.
And the fall would be great.
I look forward to it because we do have a lot of fun planning it.
We did, and we've had a great
Is
time.
everyone planning to be around all summer? Yeah.
I might be gone for like a couple of weeks or something.
Okay,
But
yeah.
I mean,
you just have
I'll-
to time it right. that's
Yeah.
Just so,
Sure,
just at the
sure.
time that we need to work, I just hope that we can all like be around and nobody's planning any big trips right now, so.
no, there's a small window. It's okay. It's okay to have a fundraiser up until like the middle of May. This is like what other nonprofit, and then the fall again because you need the money of the winterers here to really fund it as well.
That's right.
And there's so many fundraiser and things going on in May this year.
People seem to come really swarm back at the beginning of October,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it would be a wonderful way to kickstart the season from then. Because May, everything's tapering out. But everybody arrives in the beginning of
starting back
October.
and people coming back.
They do, and they're full of fun.
Yeah, it would be nice to have some of those people who are
Yes.
really, part of our community that haven't been able to attend our
Right,
last
Meredith and Jack and all that.
Kim and Gordon
Yeah,
and all those
exactly,
people that
the-
go
the
back to
gang.
Maine and, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that would be great. Yeah, it's just the Central School. We had talked about the beginning of May, but Central School actually, when I said I wasn't sure, they took that date away from us because they need to have a fundraiser because there's so many things that are stacked in that month.
Mm-hmm.
And now that the Royale is also back, there's just even more events. So it's like this. I'd like to be able to pick a date about 6 months before and get the word out to the Royale and to Central School and be like, hey, please don't make another big event on this day.
Yeah, so within the next month or two, we need to do that. We need to pick a date.
But on the next agenda, what I would like to do is
The new people be on board by the next meeting, Lionel?
I don't have anybody. I only
I
have
thought you
one
were applying.
application. He didn't turn his into me.
I didn't know I was supposed to. I came to the last meeting and
Yeah.
I brought my materials.
I'm
but
sorry.
it's
Yeah,
okay.
just you can email it to me or bring it back to us.
Okay.
She'll come to me.
Yeah, and then I have somebody else that I can't think of her name. She sent me an email.
Oh, it wasn't Janelle.
No, I don't think
No,
so.
Janelle.
Juanetta Hill?
Well, I mean Juanetta.
Juanetta.
No, I don't think so. I
Janelle.
think it was.
I hope so.
let's do. If you can think of anyone, I
It
mean,
was
this.
Sandra. Sandra something. Hold on. Sandra Smith.
Should we invite Juanetta?
Yes,
We need a full commission really.
you
to,
really need to invite her because she's like this. She's busy with. But she wants to do it.
Mhm.
She was trying to decide whether to go on to the Royale
Mhm.
or would be with us.
No,
Who
that's
was that,
interesting.
Kate?
I don't think she signed up with the Royale.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Juanetta.
Juanetta Hill.
I don't know her.
She does the
African American.
molds of hands.
Hands and
Hand
live
molds.
castings.
She's
Yeah.
absolutely delightful.
She's a really easy person to work with.
Yeah,
she's
she's very
hardworking.
And she's super smart.
and efficient and
Mhm.
just everything that we want and very creative.
So that all sounds good to you guys.
I'll get
Just
on
make a
her
motion to
again.
table it.
So I moved to table the date and location for the 2019 art auction. Yeah, that's it.
For our next meeting, yeah.
For our next meeting.
Mhm.
Do I have a motion? I mean, do I have a second?
Yes.
Kate
I
seconds it. All ayes?
Hi.
Any nays? Thank you.
What were you going to say, Jackie?
Oh, I just was curious. What was last year's event?
We had
The
the,
kites and
The
cocktails.
kites.
Okay.
and it
I
was
just-
lovely. We just
yeah,
didn't.
just
We
wanted-
we
We
knew
had
we
a
were going to have a
really-
smaller event.
Yeah, we didn't make that much money, but
But
we
it was
had
a lot of, but it was,
It was-
you know,
it was
part of, it's
adorable.
not all about making the money, it's about getting us out there and known too. So last year was more about that.
Everybody who talked to me about it had a great time. So
And we didn't lose any money, so.
And it
No.
was so insane. It was deliciously insane too.
those kites. All right. Before we go too off topic, right?
Yes.
All right.
Item 4 is self-explanatory. I think I talked to you guys about this. So, and she knew. It's just taken a month to get it on. We need to pay Bridget for the use of the,
Since we chose this as our
Right.
our logo,
and
let's.
she agreed to 200.
Okay.
And I will get you an invoice.
Okay.
I think we were asking. What were we saying? 250.
We had 250
Yeah.
budgeted for it.
But she already got paid for using it for the art auction, so she was very casual about it, and that's great. So, do I have a motion?
I'll make the move. You wanna make it, Laura?
No, you can make the motion.
That we pay Bridget
Everybody's
Shanahan
everybody's so
200,
polite.
yeah, $200 for her, design of our Bisbee Arts Commission logo
Hmm.
for our use.
And I second that. All ayes?
All right.
Any nays? All right, so that was an easy one too. And now this is the one that's going to take a little bit more time, perhaps.
Not too much.
Item 5, discussion regarding the progress of the BAC cigarette machine.
It has a new home already.
And we can talk any part of it that you guys want. I have a few things to say as well.
Why don't I make this, why don't I start off and make it easy?
Okay.
I made up a quick proof of concept. It's about the right size. This is a cigarette box.
Little slightly short.
It's based upon, this is actually the colors, so the camera can see it too. I took the logo that you sent me, Karen, and I just sampled the colors in the 3 pieces.
Okay.
So I think it's correct.
Colors look
to
great.
The,
I like this font a little bit more than that font.
yeah, okay, so agreed.
But that's,
I couldn't find that particular exact font, so I was just kind of riffing.
I understand totally.
Type specs, didn't know what they were. This is a quick comp and a quick proof. I think the thing probably that's worthy of just discussion is, for me and for you, is the question of the name of it. Is it I made it up, Bizarto Mart.
So the machine would be called the Bizarto Machine, as we refer to it. Okay.
So basically,
Yeah.
I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. I mean, there you go. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like, kind of folded up.
The name is okay, so just a little background for everyone who
Okay.
did not experience my weekend. All right, so the cigarette vending machine was supposedly invented by a man who lives in North Carolina.
You mean the art vending machine?
It's Artomatic is what it's called. And that's why I'm going to say that the O might be a dangerous game to play because, so there is legally nothing they can do. But as I have learned, they can write me nasty emails until the day I die. Facebook messages. And so I had 4 messages over the weekend from the people, from the person and his followers who have claimed that they created this originally. This was their idea.
Right.
Which I would like to take a moment to say that's just not true, because I talked about it a lot in the 80s.
And from a quick Google search, there are other people who have done this. And Lori McKinnon and I talked about it a long time because she said, I've seen a million of these from all kinds of people, like art vending machines, poetry vending machines, anything that anybody can stuff into a vending machine. It has been done at some
Now
point.
cars. They're actually vending cars
Yes,
from a
isn't that
machine.
amazing?
Yeah.
But what we have to take into consideration is the fact that we will get some hassle every time we post about it from someone. I blocked them all from my life. Well, I blocked most of them. One of them I actually talked to at length. And what she asked is that someone from the Arts Commission would contact the Artomatic people and talk about it.
I'm happy to do that.
Okay. And so from a quick search of Artomatic, you will find the man and his phone number. And
Yeah,
just
it comes up on Wikipedia too.
if someone is kind and convincing and they realize maybe a little bit more that it is a fundraising tool, we are not going into City of Bisbee is not
Production.
going to start producing these. There's like not 20 of them coming. There's going to be one,
In Bisbee.
and to support our artists.
Yeah.
Because they also said we could join their cause, but then you don't get to choose the artists.
No, we want our artists in
Yeah.
our town, and that's what we're doing
Right.
it for. To have people know who the Bisbee Arts Commission is really putting us out there in a place where people will be like reading about it or whatever.
And there's no patent on that.
No,
No,
and
well,
the
you
first
can't.
thing they said is that they said legally we can't do anything,
Because
but
the
they can
machine is-
harass the hell out of me. I've learned.
Well, what are they going to do? Get on there? Take
So
it
I
down?
got called all kinds of names that I don't
You want to repeat, yeah.
know. Actually, they do curse words, mostly unethical.
Oh,
But
did you get naughty on the telephone?
They
No,
called you
no.
unethical. I'm happy to talk to them.
no, so
Because this machine is actually your upcycled existing vending machine, and we're just not putting cigarettes in it. It's not like they invented the machine. And the fact that we're vending pieces of art that our community makes for our arts commission should make no difference to them.
Well, I knew people had done this before, but I thought there had all been all kinds of people who had done this before.
There
And
are.
there are YouTube videos about how to do it. So I was like, these people, though they believe that they have ownership, so the best thing to do, is to contact the main guy and see if we can come to some sort of agreement, or at least be on good terms.
Let's
Scientology and all.
let's ask. I
But
mean,
I would
I'm-
take out the O.
So
That's fine.
Biz Art Mart, Biz Art Mart.
Biz Art Mart's great.
Yes, I like
Biz Art
that
Mart.
too.
so I just throw in a couple things.
Oh, I like what, please point out what you put on the back.
Oh, I
Yes,
just
that's
I
very
just
nice.
simply put on the back. You know, again, I'm just kind of riffing and kind
And
of.
and each artist
Yeah,
has the
is that-
opportunity to sign, you get the artist's signature
Oh, that's
Right.
cute.
on the box.
I like
I
that.
love that.
Yeah.
The bottom line is that, you know, you're either a glass half empty or a glass half full kind of personality. And if you're a glass half full, then you're going to say, well, there's room in the world for everybody. And
Especially as a fundraising tool. I mean, that's the
Agreed.
thing. If I were
Agreed.
making my own money,
if you're a glass half empty, then you kind of say, well, not only did I conceived this idea, and you're kind of taking away from my market. Art of Mart, I did a lot of research about this when we sat down one day. This was months ago, and I don't know where we were sitting, but it was you, myself, and a few other people. Nobody in this room was included in that conversation, but I said, hey, what about a cigarette machine? You know, what about a cigarette machine we vend art?
And then
And then-
then I said, hey, we had that idea back in the 80s when I would be sitting
Yeah,
in
and
my
I'm not
gallery
trying to-
going, I want to be out on the mountain hiking, and
Yeah.
nobody's coming in.
And I don't want to belabor the point, but just
Yeah.
simply to say that, this was sort of like a spontaneous, you know, eruption of an idea. And then, point is that I went out and researched it, and I found Art of Mart,
Mhm.
and I found the fact that they have installations all over the country.
Artomatic, isn't it?
Or
Yeah,
something
what-
Artomatic
yeah.
or Artomart, whatever. And so they have machines and installations all over the country, but they're just doing a completely different sort of valuation of the artist. First of all, the pulls I think are like $5 or $10.
Mhm.
The split is completely different with their their suppliers of their art.
Mhm.
And long story short is there's no such thing anymore as like an original idea. Short of flying a satellite to the other side of Pluto. But I mean, short of that, it's just like it's been done before. So what? I mean,
Yeah.
and I'll leave it at that.
I feel that way. The only thing that I would say that the internet is an incredible thing, and when some group decides to troll you, they can make your life. It can go from annoying to hellish.
Hmm.
And I mean, I wasn't that tortured, but I did feel
Attacked a little
well,
bit.
and I also grappled with. I was like, with the idea that somebody had done this, and I researched it and I looked into it, and I do think that the best way to go forward is just to talk to the guy and tell him we did not realize that you felt that you had an overarching control of this idea.
I would suggest, I was sitting here thinking maybe I contact him by letter, but I don't want to do that, because I don't want to give them any
Yes,
Like-
right.
piece of evidence saying that we knew we were taking their idea, because we're not taking their idea, it's not their
I
idea.
did not realize. I thought it was
Yeah.
something that had been done
It's
by a
been
lot of
done.
people over
And
time.
it has been done more than by him.
But I think calling is always better,
Yeah.
so that
What does he want? Excuse me, interrupting.
no problem.
What does he want? What did he want from you from contacting you? You want royalties? What did they want?
No, I didn't get that far. When he commented, I posted a picture, and he commented, and I blocked him because I have about no interest in fighting online battles. That's the great thing the city of Bisbee does for you. I mean, just the whole city, not the government. As soon as somebody becomes antagonistic, I block them on Facebook now, because I just don't want to fight that. And then I started getting other messages from people who are Artomatic artists. And that is one of the ways they make money. But
And with the answer?
they did not really tell me what they wanted. I said, the girl was very upset, one of the women, and I said, well, I'll contact, and she calmed down. And then she got really enthusiastic about the Artomatic thing. So I was able to, diffuse it, but not without, there has to be some backup in the sense that we do talk to someone,
Okay.
so.
Well, I put it
Well, I want them to be happy. They're artists too. I understand that, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't want anybody to feel like their income is going to be affected by us, and it won't.
It
Can't be,
won't.
can't be.
So
Well,
let's-
are there any, let me ask you this, are there
Any
any
Artem Arts-
Bisbee artists that are vending
In one of
and
these machines, I don't
selling
think
to
so.
one of these machines?
I don't
Even
know
if there
they-
were, we don't exclude them by being a part of
No, we're not
this
asking for,
vending
we're not
machine.
asking for,
It's
well,
not, yeah.
exclusivities or.
No, because we
Well,
didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's no Artomatic machines here in Bisbee, so the competition is literally zero.
And so explaining those points and that we are a volunteer commission
Mhm.
raising money for the artists and for the commission
Right.
in the city, I think would be enough to diffuse it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact that we're raising money in the Arts Commission to give money to other, to grant other artists' dreams is just a lovely cycle.
Yeah,
How good is
right.
it?
So that I
Right.
think those are the points. And if that doesn't work, then I suppose we just we do it.
You forge
We-
ahead.
We
just-
tried.
Yeah,
you know?
we did try to be nice, and we do forge ahead because it's just, there's nothing wrong with what
No.
we're doing. It's
This is
actually-
just a nicety.
yeah.
No, and I
Very
was not. I
exciting.
was not rude to any of
I
them.
can't imagine. you
No,
being-
I was just like I was as nice as I could be, but I was like I was a little
Yes.
taken aback. So
Luckily, you didn't drop
Um,
me out.
otherwise, the cigarette machine has been moved.
It was going to open at the grand opening of the science lab, for which I did a lot of work with
Months.
the trade.
Months.
But
of
then on the day of the opening, it was it was suggested, and then I did a little homework, and it's just not true, that it would be illegal, is what the word was that she used, for us for the science lab to sell things and not collect taxes from the sales of items from that machine. Well, the way that I see that machine was, and this is how I explained it, we were basically renting a space in the science lab in lieu of my efforts, which were, I mean, if I added it up, well over $2,500 of work that I did for
I'm sorry.
them. So well over a month's rent to let this machine, even empty, it doesn't have anything in it to vend right now. That's sort of the weirdness of the whole conversation. Now, after she told me that it was illegal, and I said, well, I can't imagine that to be true because the Bisbee Arts Commission will do its own tax,
I do need to research and see how. I mean, we can do it. I can keep account
Right.
through QuickBooks.
But we will do our own. They don't have to do it for us. Wherever the machine is, we whatever income we get from that machine that's taxable, we pay our taxes.
Wouldn't
And
it
we're
be
not talking a lot
considered
of
a
money.
donation, which is a
Well, when you get
taxable
something
income?
for your donation, it's not the same.
Tax?
But like when you buy a raffle ticket, no one taxes you for the raffle ticket. You buy a $10 raffle ticket, and they don't say that'll be $10, and
We'll talk to accounting about that because
So
it is.
talk to Carrie.
Yeah, because it is a little confusing.
We could
So
Yeah,
that was
but
that was the first, and albeit that was just smoke and mirrors, because the truth is there's nothing in the machine for sale right now, and there won't be for a little while until we finally get the boxes and finally get them to the artists and finally get the machine loaded. So the other end of that conversation, or actually right following that statement, was, and if someone comes in here with $10 for donation, the lab wants it. So that's the real reason. The real reason is they don't want to share
Any possibility.
any possibility of losing it, which is just karma's a bitch.
Well, the irony of the situation is that
Yeah.
the city of Bisbee is the one that signed the lease of
Yeah.
the Science Center.
Oh,
And then they kicked the city of Bisbee out with a commission. I just thought it was funny.
yeah.
I'm annoyed, but we'll move forward.
Me too.
It was annoying until we placed the machine, although it's really still annoying for my husband because he really wrenched his back. Having to move it the second time and in duress situation wasn't good for him. But we had to move it fast. But we got it into the Royale, and guess what? It's really where it belongs. It looks beautiful in there. Becky Reyes is excited to have it. She's going to protect it with her life. She's very loving about it. So here's the next thing we need to discuss with regards to this cigarette art vending machine. We have to quit calling it a cigarette
I
machine.
know, I did that. That was me.
Art vending machine.
I
So-
put what you wanted, so.
Every time I call it a cigarette machine, people go, "What?"
I think it's very funny to
It
read
is.
on them.
It is. And then people want to know. But here's the idea that Becky Ray is being very forward thinking. Instead of being like the science lab people, where they were like, we can't afford to lose any money, and she said, hey, would it be possible if the Royale could have a pole of the machine and maybe even the radio station? That doesn't cost us anything. But what it will do is put money into the coffers of the Royale and money into the coffers of the
I think it's great.
KBRP radio. And we have agreed that we will allow organizations to have opportunity in there.
Let me
Like,
enjoy.
Did anybody talk to, is it Ryan over at the,
PSA.
PSA Ardua Games?
There's a.
Yeah, I did talk to Ryan, yes, and I told him
That's
that
great.
Let me look
that
at-
yes, we are interested in artists,
Mhm.
and he just needs to know
Okay.
kind of when and where and
Well,
what.
we'll just get in boxes and get them going, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what I would say, and because I reached out to Bisbee High School as
Good,
well.
yay, okay. There was a
Um,
I apologize for whatever misunderstanding that was there.
Yeah, so I do need, because I need to email her back, and I need dimensions of the box, and I have a picture that you sent me, so I just need to send her some more
Yeah.
information on what
It's
is
basically
needed.
just give
Cigarette
me-
box.
Yeah,
It
we
looks
need-
maybe a little bit
that, no,
smaller.
that's small. This is the size.
We
Okay.
need to
That
before
just
we.
reduced when we.
If anybody has accepted things for the boxes so far, that's fine. But we do, and I will
Yes,
do this.
we do.
We need to write a contract
Mhm.
that explains how much time it's going to take, and I need to work that out with finance about a few things. So before anybody accepts things from people they don't know, how
Right.
about that? Then we need to have a piece of paper that says exactly what's going to occur, so that there's no confusion.
We do, and we also need to probably vet every item that goes into every box, and I hate to say that, but we do.
Yeah.
So that boxes should not be sealed, we should be able to see what someone has put in there, just in case something that.
Obscene.
Obscene, that's the word we're
Right,
looking
it has
for.
to be because we can't.
Yeah.
The city of
So-
Bisbee will get in trouble.
So we can't,
Okay.
yeah, so
Do
we
you learn
have
to
to.
trust?
Yeah.
Do you learn to trust different artists so that when their work comes in, you know it's going to be impeccable?
No nudie beads. I'm just kidding.
It would fall onto you.
Yeah, everybody. We should be checking. We should.
We should pay attention to what is going to go in the boxes. The good news with the Royale having it, you know, MP3s from bands that are coming into town
Yes.
could be inside of a box.
Yes.
So a band that comes could have their music already on an MP3,
Like
put
a
it in the
USB
box,
stick.
and it literally can be sold the night of the performance. Boom, boom, boom.
That's a great idea.
So
I have a proposal too. We are so under budget this year. We've not spent that much money anywhere near what we put on there because we put too much just in case. But I think that on the next agenda we should vote and maybe have a cocktail opening for the cigarette machine.
okay,
Invite all the artists and
Yes.
invite the community to come check
that's
it
a
out.
great
Yes.
event.
And we
That's
could
lovely.
supply.
I like
Well, you guys have
that.
you've worked really hard. We should
Yes.
celebrate it.
It'll be empty at the end of the evening. It'll be so much
So,
fun.
and we could buy wine and do all of that. But I'll put
Yes.
together
That
a
could be a
small,
fundraiser.
yeah,
Oh,
a small,
yes.
but we're gonna keep
Right,
it
right,
small.
small.
But just it'll be about the cigarette machine and having
To unveil the
Art
machine.
vending machine.
so people will know where it is.
To
right?
unveil the art vending.
So that means that it will not be. That would not be probably until April or the end of March.
So I'll talk, do you want me to talk to Becky, or do you want to talk to Becky about,
If you'll talk to Becky, that'd be great. And look at some dates at the end of March, beginning of April.
Really, what I would like to do is I would like to have a list of rules of what's appropriate and what's not
Right.
appropriate, so that I can give that to the Bisbee High School.
That's great.
I would like a dimensions, so not
We-
just this, but just with the numbers. 3
Oh, you got the
inches.
template.
I got the template, but the template doesn't have any numbers on it.
could we possibly just give them empty cigarette boxes?
To the high school students.
Yeah, I don't think that would be. I think we
Empty?
get a little trouble.
Oh,
Now, so what?
I'll tell you what I can do. Laura, I'll resend you and whoever else, because the template does have the dimensions of the.
To be honest, I actually don't think I got that email.
Then
Did you
I'll
email
resend
it?
it, yeah.
What I would-
With the
what I would-
dimensions?
What I think would be best, and what I would
he did send
what I would
them,
like
maybe.
is if all the information and the contract, one page.
Yeah.
This is what's appropriate. This is what's going to
Email
happen
us.
to you. These are the proportions of what you have to do. This is how you get it to us.
Yeah,
And if we could get
On
that
those
together.
guidelines,
Mhm.
you're gonna have to vote on those.
yes.
Oh, we are?
Yeah,
We'll put it on the next one.
and the contract.
Okay, we'll put that on the very next meeting. Let's get
Yeah,
that.
but we can go ahead and,
I also think that we ought
That's
to
item
have,
6
allow
is
an artist to
feature.
have a slot for a period of time, if nothing, if the slot isn't successfully moving items after a 6 months period of
Good one.
time or 3 months period, whatever we decide, I think 6 months.
is
well,
I think
Three's enough, I
my
think.
bookkeeping,
No.
how personally
Yeah.
is over, and things are a little calmer. If, if you'd like to meet up and we could just bang
Yeah,
this out
bang
one
it
day.
out. Yeah, I'll do it with you.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've got
Yeah.
We still have,
consignment
if you know.
agreement
yeah,
contracts.
yeah. Bang it out.
Okay.
'Cause, yeah,
Yeah, unless you're done, I have one more little item to throw in just for food
Okay.
for thought for your next meeting. The idea that I had just when I was refurbishing the machine was that perhaps an artist would be commissioned to design some kind of cool
thing on top.
thing for the top.
Be a really cool contest.
And I'm just throwing out there for food for thought. I mean, for now, you know, for now, there's nothing on top of the machine, and I'm happy to
Can I-
reproduce the BAC logo and just
Yeah.
put it up on.
Can I suggest that we
Yeah.
don't do a competition? It gets really
Yeah.
long-winded and it takes so much time and we just need,
Yes, it's true.
so I really think that these 3 elements is all it needs on top and in those colors.
I'll leave it to you. Don't look at me.
Well,
I'm
I
just throwing
think
it out
that's
there.
something that we can revisit later on down the line.
Right, if
Once
we
we've
want
gotten
to.
everything settled as far as rules, as far as keeping it stocked, as far as like all
Let's
the
get-
logistics.
Let's get the logistics done and then we can talk about
Some
that.
nice publicity, newspaper people coming to the opening, of course.
And they're very good about coming to our thing.
Do you know they already contacted me when we first made this announcement that we were gonna do this thing and they wanted the Sierra Vista, I can't
Herald.
remember, yeah, I can't remember who it was that, what journalist wrote to me, but wanted to interview us about it. And I put it off, and it's a good thing I did, because that was like a year ago now,
Yeah.
that we were, and we, look at what we've gone through. So when we're really opening it, yes, we should have
Once we
the,
have
Managers,
once we
National
have a
Geographic.
date for the cocktail opening,
Okay.
then we should talk to the Herald.
so let
Yeah,
me get that
yeah.
from Becky.
Yeah.
Hopefully get a.
And what's that big, Tucson magazine's always looking for things like this.
That's true, and people are pretty
What's it
good.
called? You know the one I mean?
Tucson Guide.
Yes.
Hey Carlos, did you take
They-
a
they do everything about a
picture
year in
of it
advance,
in the
though.
Royale?
Well, if we
Oh,
got
that's
in touch
passing
with them.
around.
That's what it is.
Oh, in
I've
the
been,
Royale?
I've been
Yeah.
full page in there.
Yeah. Well, we'll contact them
Might
once
have
we
to
have the
put
date.
a
We
code
can.
or something.
That'd be great.
Okay, so take a
Yeah.
look at,
We all deserve to have to celebrate this.
you can't read this right now, but inside at the top where it used to have Joe the Camel, it's now just temporarily Biz Artomart, now it's gonna be Biz Art Mart. And it has some bullet points about the machine for how, where the money, it's kind of a good, just brief.
Yeah, I can rattle them off.
And again, it gets the BAC out there.
So we'll. Is it okay to redo that? now that
Yes,
we-
oh yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah,
I just take that O. I'm scared of that O.
You know, and I called my thing the Artorama way back in the day.
So,
Artorama.
just
So they stole
last thing,
from
so I wanna
me.
get going
Yeah.
here. Can I, do you guys agree that we'll ditch the O, just call it Biz Art Mart? And can I,
Well, there was a gallery called Biz Art.
That's true. There was a gallery.
Oh my goodness, we cannot.
I just wanna get the boxes made.
I know.
We'll talk about it.
Let's talk about it while we're here. Let's try to get
Is
this
it Biz
up.
Art with 2 Z's? This
Yeah,
Biz
it
Art.
was. It actually
Biz
was.
Art 1 Z.
It was. I forgot about the gallery.
How about Biz Art, Bizart?
Well, what's something machine? Like it's got to be a. It's such a cute thing. It's got to be a.
Yeah.
Why did you have to have a Z? Why can't you have the S?
It's still close to Biz Art, because that it was a gallery that ran in town for many years.
Mhm.
There's soon to be a.
You didn't know that. You weren't here.
No.
But how would we
I
do?
mean. it is
Now
where
where's
you're
Nolan
going,
when
so-
we need a quick slogan?
Yes, we do.
I mean,
Start with the word art. Go to biz.
Art
Biz?
Bismart.
Why not?
It's kind
not
of like
catchy.
a place in South Dakota.
No, it's not.
I'm rhyming things in my head.
How
That's
about
what I'm doing.
Bisbee, how about Bisbee Matic? No, so there's no art in there.
No, it's got to have art in it.
What was yours? What did
Nomadic.
You, the
Artorama.
No. Oh wait, yeah, it's a matic.
I
Wait.
like Artorama
No. That's what
But
you
we
can't
don't
call
want to
it.
do the O though. We're dropping the O because we don't want them.
because of some people that don't have a patent for anything.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's too close. It's not worth the fight. I really don't think it is.
I think they'll fight no matter what.
Automa-
personally speaking.
It's automatic or autorama? It's automatic.
Yeah, mine was Artorama.
Bizarro-rama.
I just like the Bizart because Bizarre,
Yeah,
Bisbee,
is it
you know,
finding this
Mayberry and Acid, all those
Bizarre,
other, all those other
yes.
little things.
Bizarre machine.
If the gallery is gone, long gone, how long has it been gone?
Well, we would need
5
to.
years.
I think we would need to contact the person and be like, "Is this okay?" And then
Yes, why not?
I'm,
Well,
I'm
didn't
all
he
into-
did-
I'm
Larry
into
died.
Preemptive.
Larry
Preemptive.
Elkins? Larry
Yes.
Elkins died,
Yes, he did.
and it was his space.
Okay.
And I don't know who else was involved because it was a
It's
cooperative
getting
gallery.
remodeled right now, isn't it?
To Chuckleheads. Yes.
Okay, how about
Chuckleheads
this?
was in
Here's,
there,
how
right.
about this for a compromise? Let's just ditch anything that it's called right now. Let's just get the boxes made. Just ditch the Bizarre-to-Mart or Biz
But
anything.
they've got to have a name on them if you have them made.
Not necessarily.
It could just be the Bisbee Arts
It'd
Commission.
just be Bisbee
Yeah.
Arts Commission cigarette boxes.
Yeah.
we
That's
could,
okay
if we
too.
order more, we could always change
Well,
it.
Larry Elkins
That's not a
died
bad
long-
idea because
Larry-
everything has an O in it. Right
Larry
now.
Elkins died a long time longer
Um,
ago than 5 years.
Can I try and see if I can find that font?
If you can find that font,
Really
So will you wait a day or two? I don't have,
Absolutely.
tomorrow. I don't have to work, so I can actually do a
That'd be
search
awesome.
and look for that font.
I tried really hard to find that
Okay.
font. I couldn't
Because
find it.
maybe I can get it from her.
From
if
the-
I can
yeah,
get-
especially if we're paying her now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can
yeah.
get these. I can
You
get this
can't use the
image
word-
separated from this font. And that would we could use it that way,
You
right?
can't use words like treasures, like you use
and if
Bisbee
you
Arts
just-
Commission treasures.
I
Too
don't
much
know.
information.
I like the idea, honestly, of not having a name. I don't know. Until we-
Generic. These are
Just the
generic
logo-
cigarettes.
the logo
Oh, we
without the
generic
words.
Well,
art
there's
sheets.
something very. Think
We're
about it. I
going
mean,
brandless.
there's something very simplistic about just having. I know my cigarettes here.
You see, no, look at, there's really nothing you read up here. It's got the logo thing. We could, so really it is just, we kind of look a lot
I brought
like.
these just on purpose for this reason.
Yeah, I like
I
that,
brought
we
mine
look
too.
a lot like that when we're just look at how the,
I would
all
not
of their
mind to
information is
putting
on the
the
bottom.
maybe a little bit of information on the side.
If
We
I'll,
can
I'll
put the
take
address of
any
the city,
suggestions you guys
Yeah.
want.
Oh, the address or definitely an email
Are we going to have a
address
Facebook page for it?
to contact
We
us
have
if you have art
we have
for
a
the.
Bisbee Arts Commission
machine.
No,
Facebook
but do we
page.
have a Facebook page for the machine? Because people are going to want to write. If you had a
What-
Facebook,
Do you want to run our Facebook?
hang on just a second. If we have a Facebook stuff, if we have a Facebook page, just slap one in. Because you come in, you buy something, and and you write, and you want to, you look up the
I'm
thing
going to
and you-
stop you right there. You can't because it is still under the Bisbee Arts Commission and it
They
still
can
has
post
to
the
be
pic-
governed
By
by the
city.
city.
They could post on the Bisbee Arts Commission page,
Okay.
and we could
Well, then you put
direct
that
people.
on the side.
But we could do something like post
Instead of a
on
warning but we could do something kind
That'd be
of
so funny.
art causes, blah blah blah.
Well, you could have something on the side.
art
instead of
causes.
you-
We donate money to. I mean, it could be
Well,
something.
couldn't you have a chummy thing on the other side of it that says something like, we would love to know we'd love to know what happened when you got one.
Yeah.
Here's the
Give us
Yeah.
some
here's the busy
feedback,
arts
send
I'll
us
just
pictures.
I'll
I think
I'll
you
work
should
with you
encourage
tomorrow
that.
and get you some stuff. Okay, fair
I think
enough.
you need
Yeah.
to encourage that.
That
And
sounds
long
great.
story short, I think if you decide not to call it anything right now, you're not you're not painting yourself into a corner down the road.
My brainstorming is
Actually,
just not
leaving
that
it
great.
open
Yeah.
for Bisbee
Yeah.
to create its own name, which
Sure.
they inevitably will.
They
so,
will.
You're right. We're going to hear from everybody what it's called soon enough.
Yeah.
And maybe one of those names will be great, and we can always buy more cigarette packs. So we need to reprint that thing on there. Maybe
Yes,
with just
no
a
problem.
general.
That's-
They haven't received it
But
yet. so-
encourage
No,
people to-
reprint the on the
little-
actual
the little
machine.
thing.
Oh, yeah. That
Encourage
was,
contact.
I'll, will you send me that picture so I can see what you guys did?
Yep.
Okay. All right. I saw it, but I didn't.
But who
Um,
wants to start
I'll send
a
it.
Facebook page?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
So-
didn't bring my
Well, no,
glasses,
but I mean,
can't see.
if
and the
they
next
want
time we
to
do it,
send
let's do it on the sticky paper. Then was it on? It wasn't. So if we can have it printed on the sticky stuff that I used at the science lab,
Yep.
then it'll just glue right down, and we won't have to try to mount it, which we were trying to mount it.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
That sounds good.
okay,
Does
dokie.
that sound good, everybody?
Everybody's happy.
Future agenda items. We have to vote on
The date for the cocktail opening
Mhm.
for the art vending machine and then voting on the guidelines and the contract.
All right, that's all I'm looking for. And then I would like another thing on there just about a brainstorming, general purpose moving forward sort of deal.
Did we also wanna discuss, well, we need more of it, we need more people on the board. Do we wanna discuss a date? Start talking about a date, or are we gonna wait 2 months before we talk about it?
We can talk about it next time. We always table it again. Maybe.
Put it on again, just in
Yeah.
case we get more people.
Thank you,
Will you,
Carlos.
will you fill out, are you gonna join us? Are you gonna be on this committee?
I'm happy to.
Yay,
Yeah.
thank you.
I'm happy to.
I know that the Parks and Rec wanted you.
Yeah,
They're not as much fun.
because I'm such a recreationing.
Nina
kinda-
knows.
I'm a recreating kind of a guy.
She's like, actually, you don't do Parks and Rec, do you? Oh, she doesn't know.
I only do BAC and IBISB,
Yeah,
Isn't that enough?
and that's enough.
that's
You
true.
doing IBisbee now?
Yeah, I do IBISB. I've been doing it for
Oh, I didn't know you
almost
did it.
2 years, yeah.
No kidding. So you can see how much I go to pay attention to IBisbee.
Yeah,
That's
so
on the record.
I'm gonna close this meeting unless anybody has any other agenda item they wanna add.
You're not on, you don't get the,
Alright.
he doesn't get the emails from the city yet, so
So,
he may not
a motion?
have.
No, I
move-
think I gave
Yeah.
that to you, but it's, you got it.
I
Now
move
it's written down.
to close this meeting of the Bisbee Arts Commission. Do I have a second?
I will second that. Sorry, Laura, jumped again.
All those,
All those in favor?
We should be playing a
Hi.
game.
I know, you win.